Hey everyone, this is Kimmy. I am Mama on a mission, and I have another What Sold video for you guys today. Today is a 5-day What Sold video, which is Monday through Friday. And then I do another type of What Sold video, which is my shorter ones, and they are 2-day What Sold videos. I am a 14-year online reseller. I actually need to look what month I started because I think I'm coming up on a 15-year anniversary here. But I'll have to check. I don't know if that's in like my eBay information somewhere, exactly when I first started selling. But anywho, I have been selling for 14 years online on a ton of different ways. Right now it's eBay, Poshmark, and Depop. eBay's pretty much always been in there. You guys know I dropped Mercari not long ago, maybe 2 months ago, because it just wasn't warranting my time. And, sometimes that's just the way it is. Always roll with the punches. Hopefully I can add another platform in there soon. But the one I added about a year ago, or a little bit over a year ago, is Depop, and it has been doing okay for me. It's always my lowest amount of sales, but it's doing okay. And with my Nifty app, you guys, I need to do a short on, or a whole video too, on how quick it is to relist, to cross post my items. Like, I'm not kidding you, to repost, I try to do like 5 to 7 on my other platforms. So I will list on eBay, and then using my Nifty app, I will post them onto Poshmark and Depop. It takes me literally a few minutes. So suddenly I'll have 5, 7, sometimes even 10 new items on Poshmark and Depop like that. Minutes. I need to do a short on that to show you guys just how quick it is to cross post those items. And, cross posting gives you more avenues to sell, right? So the bummer is on my 5-day What Sold videos is the last couple have been down. Why? You just never know. Let's just talk about the numbers. My 5-day total was $698.10, and that's the lowest my 5-day has been in quite a long time. I keep a little notebook here. Ooh! Oh no! That's the worst it's been in months. Okay. Well, that's actually worse than I expected. Okay. Right after this, I'm going to go list like 30 items. $698.10 in 5 days. That's my lowest it's been in a long time. So, wah. I did $475.10 on eBay, and that was 18 sales. I did $184 on Poshmark, and then I had one very solid, awesome sale on Depop, which was $39 plus shipping. So $698 for 5 days. I'm always I'm like a little newscaster here with my papers. Not fantastic, and also not good knowing that was my worst 5 days in a couple months here for sure. We'll just see how it goes. Hopefully it comes back up. Roller coaster of reselling online. That's just the way it goes. So you guys check in. What's your sales doing? How are you feeling about sales lately? Late spring into summer usually is a slowdown period for me, and then fall will pick up. We'll see if that continues to be the case here. My goal every day is to sell $100 total between my platforms. So I'm still hitting my goal, but this is really pretty low. Dad base. Let me turn this around. Let me turn this around and show you exactly what I sold. I do have a few stinkers in here, and hopefully we all can learn something from what I sold. All right, guys, here we go. This is where I show you exactly what is selling for me. This is a Torrid Curve bra. Torrid is a bread and butter for me. I found this at the bins. So a bra at the bins is very lightweight. This is a little bit thicker because it was a velvet material. So it probably costs 50 cents. A thinner bra would cost you 25 cents. So this is a Torrid size 4, which is like a 4X, scoop neck velvet. It's like a sports bra. It was like an athletic bra. Very, very cute. Sold for $20 plus shipping. So at the bins, when I'm paying 50 cents for a bra and it's selling for $20, that's bread and butter for me all day and a good sale. I get most of my shoes from the bins, and this is where I got this pair of shoes. Flexus by Spring Step strappy sandals in EU size 39, which is a US 8.5. Very cute, nice color. I do well with the brand Spring Step, and I do look for things that have adjustable straps and ankle straps. Those seem to do better for me. This is bread and butter again. They probably cost me $1, and they sold for $20 plus shipping. So that's my normal $15 worth of profit per item, and I am happy with that. Now, this is kind of an unusual item to sell right now because it is like a thick alpaca wool blend sweater. This is the brand Wilfred. Let's get you that tag. There it is. Wilfred. It was the free, made of Italian yarn. Wilfred is like an Aritzia brand. Definitely a brand to keep an eye out for. Size large alpaca and wool blend sweater. Normally I'd be selling this in like October. So this was an interesting sale, but I was still happy to sell it for $30 plus shipping. I'm not really picking up this type of item so much right now, like thicker sweaters, but I'm happy it sold. This is another item I found at the bins. It was new with tags. Loft ankle belted cropped pants in a plus size of 22. The original tag was $74.50 because it was brand new with tags, and I sold it for $25 plus shipping. So again, at the bins, that's bread and butter. It's a decent amount of profit. Loft, I don't do a whole lot in, but this was plus size, new with tags. So that's why I picked it up. Free People. This is another bins pickup that I was really happy to find, honestly. It was Free People Beach, which is their beachy items. It was a terry cloth type of material dress with a flare. Oops, look, it said wife sleeves instead of wide sleeves. Silly typo there. It happens, though. Again, Free People, though, this is a more substantial piece to me. It was in season. It's the Free People Beach. It was size large, a lovely lavender purple color there. Free People sometimes sits for me, honestly. But for all those reasons, that's why I picked it up. And it sold for $29 plus shipping. Now, here's another unusual sale, again, for the time period, except for maybe if this was like for someone who's golfing in spring, that would make sense. Normally, I get a little bit more for my cashmere sweaters. However, if you take a look at this tag, maybe I was overthinking it. This is silk, cashmere, and cotton, and maybe there just wasn't enough cashmere or silk to warrant a higher price. So I would just be careful. Not all cashmere is going to be a $25 sale. This was only a $13 sale. Orvis cashmere and silk men's large sweater. I did put in the keywords work, office, and preppy. I probably could have put in golf or country club. However, just an okay sale there. I would look for 100% cashmere or 100% silk if you can. Now, this is a brand that I do well with. It is one of those higher brands that retails for a lot, but then the comps on resale value are always mixed. It is Gretchen Scott. Button-up blouse, the classic blue and white stripe. I put in the keyword preppy secretary office workwear. This is super cute, you guys. I loved this. I thought it was like just adorable. Very classic spring summer piece, in my opinion, with the stripes. Here's her tag. It's always a very interesting tag. It has like this multicolor motivational tag, I guess. Laugh more, gripe less, ignore critics, say yes, order dessert, and love life. Yes, Gretchen. I love it. I need to like apply that to my life, you guys, right now. So again, a designer or higher priced item that just retails okay for the most of the time. This sold for $20 and I found it at the bin, so I'm happy. Gretchen Scott. Order dessert. Yes, girl. Yes, please. Here is a fantastic sale. It is a vintage pair of Levi's. I've mentioned I'm trying to learn a little bit more about jeans, men's jeans. Shoot, I'm going to forget his name again. There is a male reseller who is just kind of quirky and fun, who does a lot of men's items, and I'm trying to learn from him. If anybody remembers his name, he has glasses and cats, and he's just like fun and funky. I love watching him, and I've learned a lot. He goes right to the point. He's not like me. I blab too much. He's like, hey guys, it's whatever. Here's what we're learning today. Boom, like 17 seconds in. Someone remembers this guy's name, please put it in there. Vintage Levi's. So these had the button fly. These are the Levi 501 in a size 33-34. All of those reasons were why I picked it up. And these sold for $42.01. Button fly, vintage Levi. You can tell by the tag here. This one too. This is a pair of Levi's. Now this part of the tag on the inside pockets will say, we've been making Levi's for 120 years. And then you can do the math. I think Levi's has now been around 135 years, I think. So you just do the math and then you know it's 15 years old. Okay, those are the tips I can give you. An excellent sale. Levi 501, $42. This is a bread and butter brand that I talk about a lot here. It's Foxcroft in plus size button-up shirts. Wrinkle-free 16W, which is actually a smaller size for me on this Foxcroft. Just a very cute button-up with the accenting cuff there. This sold for $26.17. And if you're selling this brand in plus size, you'll get around the $25 range. Torrid, again, this is bread and butter. You guys probably get tired of me mentioning Torrid. A lot of people won't pick it up. You do you. I still pick up Torrid in certain things. If you only pay $1 for it at the bins or at a garage sale, it could still be a $10, $15 profit. This was the super soft slub jersey in size 3. The newer Torrid items will say things like this on it, and that will be helpful for you to look at your comps. Sold for $17.67, and that's bread and butter for me. Now, this is a stinker sale, you guys. Another brand in plus size that I am really slowing down on, if not picking up at all. And I am very sad to say it's Lane Bryant. In plus size, the items are just sitting forever. I think like Torrid slowing down as well, but I think Lane Bryant is almost dead. This took forever to sell. Again, this is a 1X though. And I say again because I've mentioned in a few of my What Sold videos lately that 1X for plus size is my slowest moving plus size. So be very cautious with this brand and with that size. Sundance, this is one of my favorite brands to find. I just love this brand. Did I click a button here? All right, I went away for a second here. Here we go. Sundance. Here's the tag. An expensive Quemby from the Grateful Queen reseller. She says it's a expensive catalog brand. Super cute pieces. These are so cute. I found these at the bins. They were a linen blend, super cute floral print. Makes sense that it would sell right now. This is a brand you want to keep an eye out for. Sold for $26.17. This is my girl, Eileen Fisher. This is a more substantial piece because it's 100% linen, open front sweater in a size large. This is a lovely like sage green color. The 100% linen made it more valuable. This sold for $33.44. The color is perfect for spring. This makes absolute sense that it would sell right now. Here's another stinker sale, a brand that I would mostly skip. This is old as time. I've had this for way too long. The brand is Altered State. Now, I hate mentioning that because honestly, Altered State has really cute items. I didn't even put the tag in there. But as far as resale value, it's not going to do much for you, in my opinion. This is a size large jean mini skirt. Nothing substantial about it. There's not a whole lot going on. I don't know. I would pass on this brand 98% of the time. Altered State, it doesn't have a good resale value. Here's a brand I would keep an eye out for, though. Allah Popkin. I've mentioned this a few times too, guys. This sold in like days. It might have been a week. I remember showing it in a haul video. I got this at a regular thrift store for like $6. And it was plus size, 28 to 30. It was a swim cover up and it was full zip. I put in the words robe and terry cloth, like the material. This is perfect for the time period, as I've been mentioning to you guys. A full zip, you wear this down to the pool, to the beach, or you could even just wear it as like a after shower robe. That terry cloth material is great for water type of items, like for soaking up the water. But this is a brand to keep an eye out for if you do plus size. Allah Popkin. It sold for like $39, not $49. I don't know why eBay does that, but $39 plus shipping in days. Days. Great sale. St. Croix, I remember showing this to you guys, and I told you that I was going to put in there like golf and preppy. And this sold also in just a few weeks. It's a great sale for me. St. Croix shop. A knit polo, size extra large. I put in Argyle print, golf and preppy. You could probably also put in maybe teacher, maybe academia, a couple other, type of keywords. Made in the USA, St. Croix shop. This sold for $29 plus shipping pretty quickly in just a few weeks. You still have time to get your golf and polo stuff up. Still a little bit of time. This is another bread and butter plus size item for me. This I wanted to show you guys because it's more of an art to wear type of item with this bold, colorful, unique, artsy type of print. Like I said, art to wear is another keyword that people use. Quimby also says, think of it like what would your art teacher wear? And that's the kind of style vibe that art to wear people have. Colorful, bright, different, unique. This was a plus size 3X and it sold for $23.25. I got this at the bins. So again, bread and butter there. I paid 75 cents and I sold it for 23. So my profit is like $16 on an item I spent like 75 cents for. So that's good for me. This is the one and only Depop sale, and it is fantastic. If you're just listening to me, you should come look at this item, because I know some of you guys just put it on as background noise. And I do that too. I do that every time I list. I have somebody talking to me. So I feel like I'm not alone down here while I'm listening. But if you were listening and you can look at the screen for 13 seconds here, you want to look at this. This is a fantastic style-based pickup. And guess what the brand is? Dress Barn. Like what? No, don't pick up everything Dress Barn. But some of their vintage Y2K pieces do really well for me in the fairy goth Y2K aesthetic. This is absolutely what you want to look for. The baby doll cut with, the line under the bust line, the tie around back, the asymmetrical hem with that little wave right there. This also had the fairy flare sleeves, the color tone, this tie-dye kind of grungy burnout look with this floral. All of those things, you guys, if I could find this every day, I'd be a millionaire eBay seller. I mean, not really, because it sold for $39, but that's fantastic. And this is exactly what you want to look for if you are looking to learn in the fairy goth, whimsy goth, Y2K aesthetic. This encompasses every single thing. If you learn one thing from this video, take a look at this item. If you're trying to learn style-based pieces, that is what you're looking for. Here's the Dress Barn tag, made in Canada. I don't even know if Dress Barn's around anymore, honestly. I don't think so. But look at those colors. Look at the tie, the flare sleeve, the grungy kind of tie-dye burnout color tones. This is it. This is the one. A fantastic style-based piece. All right, there you guys have it, ending it on a great Depop sale with all the things as far as a style-based piece goes. So hopefully that was helpful. I wish I could find that type of item all the time, but sales are down, but I'm always hopeful. You know, I've been doing this a long time, and even after all these years, every once in a while, I still get a goose egg. I mean, I have 1,500 items listed, which my goal is 2,000, and I can't seem to get there. But 1,500 items, and every once in a while, I still get a 0 for the day. You know, that's just the way it goes. So stay positive. Keep doing the things. Reselling isn't for the faint of heart, I sometimes say, because it's not guaranteed money. It's not always guaranteed sales. And you could do all the things right, and sometimes it still doesn't work in your favor. But that's okay. I still did fine. $698.10 in 5 days. You know, I'm still selling things. I'm still moving items. And I'm still making money. And I do this part-time. So I was going to pop in just real quick at the end here. I really want to still do some of the informative series and like once a week kind of put out a video that has some kind of information or what to learn, tips, tricks, those types of things. I haven't really talked a whole lot on here about the whole Poshmark situation. If you are not aware, as of May 1st, they very abruptly put out this announcement and change that they were going to put in some new rules and stipulations as far as listing and deleting and, you know, doing all these things on your Poshmark. And there has been a pretty huge uproar about it. I do know a couple pretty large resellers who have been affected by this. If you don't know Surf's Up Finds, he is great. I followed him for a long time. He has, I don't even know, 1,000, 10,000 followers, maybe more. He actually got a suspension. I think it was a 7-day suspension for something, for deleting items or something. I mean, when I sell items on eBay, they get deleted off of Poshmark. So I'm not sure how I could avoid that. I'm hoping, knock on wood, that I am not gonna get some kind of weird suspension. But if you don't know him, go look him up. Tell him I sent you. Surf's Up Finds. He's a great guy, very upbeat, friendly. I love watching his videos, but he even got a suspension. So I guess we'll see. If you guys heard about this, people getting shut down, suspensions for either deleting or relisting their items too often and too soon. At first, Poshmark really didn't give a whole lot of information about it, and it was very vague. They didn't really say, like, you can't do this exactly. Don't delete more than 5 items in a day. There was no exact stipulation. Like I said, if I sell 5 items on eBay today, I'm deleting them on Poshmark because I don't want to sell it on Poshmark when I sold it on eBay already. I mean, the same goes for Poshmark. If I sell something on Poshmark, I'm deleting it on eBay. I like having my eggs in multiple baskets. That's why I am on multiple platforms, and that's why I use Nifty, because it is such an easy tool to use to cross-post and open up my other avenues. I mean, this 5-day alone, if I was only on eBay, I would have lost out on $220 in sales if I wasn't cross-posted on the 2 other platforms. In 1 week, $220 I would have missed out on. So if you do the math, in a whole month, that's almost $1,000. I like having my eggs in multiple baskets. So you guys chime in. I'll do my newscaster. I always just like kind of put these papers together. You let me know what you guys think. How's it going out there for you? Always check in. Tell me how your sales are, what you think of my sales. I'm down a little bit, but it'll be fine. I know it'll be fine. Just keep going. Just keep swimming. And check in and let me know about that Poshmark thing. Is that affecting you guys? Are you worried about it? You don't even sell on Poshmark. I think it was a bad move on Poshmark's. I think it was a good move if it was someone who was relisting every item every day. Like you could on Nifty, honestly, you could set your settings to say list every item every day or something of extreme. And that probably isn't a good plan, honestly. I wouldn't want to do that because people who like an item today might not buy it for a week or two. Maybe they don't have money or they're waiting for a certain time period. You know what I mean? So I have mine to relist after like 60 days because you want it to kind of gain momentum and people who like it might buy it a little bit later. So I think I understand that they're trying to control people who are just going crazy with the relists and the delists and everything. But overall, for people like me, I feel like you shouldn't punish people who are actively working their account. I don't know. I don't want to sound negative either. You guys let me know. Check in 5 days, a little bit down. I'm going to list so I can get those numbers up. Here we go. See you guys on the next one.